Hey! Hello everyone and welcome to The Vote. It is I, So, back once again with the ill behaviour, but I'm back also with the wonderful, the best brother of the Wolf Cinema. I've yet to meet the other.
Debatable, but thank you.
It is the wonderful Mihai of WolfBrothersCinema.
Hello there, lovely to see you all here, and lovely to be here.
It's excellent. It's an absolute pleasure and honour to have you here, my friend. Agent M, as Shani calls you there. There we are.
Agent M, yes, indeed.
Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome to the Vault. To Panda Shadow. Thank you so much, Panda, for the resub. My word, 10 months. It's got by so quick. She-Hero, you were on our last edition of the Vault, so I'm sure you've got a keen interest here to see if other people can make it through, with their items. If anyone who doesn't know this show, it is a rather simple concept. We have a guest who brings on many things, hopefully, that they want shunned and gone from society, locked away in the vault forevermore, not to be burdened with in society for all of us, but more personally, their own selfish reasons as well. You get to discuss it, you get to vote on it, on whether it goes into that vault or not. And Mihai, you have brought with you quite the collection of items tonight. What do you think of your chances?
Oh yes. Well, I have one particular item that no matter where it lies, I'm on the opposite side. I don't want to be in the same room with that one particular item, but we'll get there. My chances are acceptable. I hope.
You hope.
You guys in chat, you guys are going to be my lifeline, so help me out here.
Yes, I'm sure they will be kind and generous and then vote against you.
Yes.
Well, we're all opinionated, and we want to hear from you throughout the show. So we appreciate you being here, appreciate you being involved, and Potato will be setting up the votes throughout the evening. So keep an eye on the top of the chat, so you can make sure you get your vote in and have your say. And we want to hear from you. So, ladies and gentlemen, I feel Major. Oh my word, Major! Thank you so much for the resub. Nice. So wonderful of you. For billionaires into the vault. My word, they were already wanting to chuck their own stuff in already. Defy don't chose you will get your chance, I'm sure. But thank you so much, Major. It's been a long time. My word, thank you so much for being so dedicated to maintaining that subscription. The Major, once upon a time, subscribed for 11 months in advance. I've never seen anything like it. My word. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here, and thank you for all for being here. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get the ball rolling with our very first item this evening. And the thing that we will be putting into the vault, based on your decisions, is Marshmallows.
Yep. Marshmallows.
Yes, that's right. Now, please, you're going to need to justify this one.
Okay, hear me out, alright? Now, sure, many people love them. They're sweet, they're interesting. You can, put them on the fire in campsites and stuff like that and have a lovely time. All good and fine and dandy. But you see, I'm a person that also likes texture. And I have certain textures that I despise. The texture of this item just doesn't sit well with me. I can't eat it, I can't enjoy it, I can't even enjoy the flavor because I hate the texture. If it would be anything else, any other, if it would be a cookie, I would be fine. If it would be like a pastry, I would be fine. Marshmallows, the way they are, not a thing that I can enjoy. And I feel and I believe in my heart that somewhere out there, I'm not alone.
Well, okay. So, what would you compare the texture to, if you could? What would you say?
Balls.
Cotton ball. Interesting. Cotton balls. I love how when we try to compare stuff to what it might taste like. Oh, what does it taste like? Well, it tastes like cotton balls. I remember we had sparkling water as an entry, and Base said it sounded like a static TV. I'm like, we've never actually tasted these things. Why do we always go to something ludicrous? But But then have we? I suppose you could have had cotton wool in your mouth or something like that.
Maybe when we were young, we at least tried something like that, or maybe at the dentist we had those
that's
when,
true.
Do the thing. Like,
well, perhaps, yeah.
It's just an unpleasant feeling, and that's kind of why I went for this choice in particular. Yeah. I can say I'm a fan of that style of sweet. I like chocolate. Dark chocolate is my favorite. I like sweet stuff galore. I have cookies everywhere.
Oh, cookies! Everyone, cookies.
Cookies all day, every day. But yeah, if we can throw this thing in the vault, really appreciate it. Thank you, Lord. So yeah.
Are you? Can you see the image I put on screen? By the way,
I see it. I see it. It's right there.
I'm curious to know whether I chose that specifically to bring up a point, really, and that is that the base marshmallow. I kind of get where you're coming from. Yeah, I can see the texture. It's just like a ball of sweet, sugary goodness or evilness, however you want to put it. Shani says it's a diabetic nightmare. But you could add something to it, could you not? You could dip it in something, add some chocolate.
Let me answer your question with a question. Mm-hmm. Could you see a cotton ball coated with chocolate?
I would enjoy it more.
No way. Absolutely not. Oh my goodness.
Oh dear. I will protect you from the evil marshmallow agent. Throw She-Hero the vault. She-Hero managed to escape the vault last time, if you recall.
Ooh.
But yeah. But that's it. That's just, I don't know. You've not licked a tube TV screen. And no, it looks like people have had much more wild experiences with their texture tasting. So I when you said texture, I'm not a big fan of fruit based on their textures. There's some that I'm fine with. Apples, yeah, I'm okay with apples. But when it gets juicy and gooey,
yeah, I'm exactly the same. I know what you mean. It's just
and very strong taste. Obviously, fruit have a lot of strong taste anyway. And we know that very sweet. Yeah. But yeah, I can sort of see where they're coming from. But what do chats think of marshmallows in general? I mean, the images concocted in my mind, putting marshmallows on sticks and putting them over the campfire. Yeah. I mean,
that was actually my first ever introduction to marshmallows. But we didn't use a campfire. We just used a stove. It was homemade marshmallows on a stick. Don't get me wrong. I understand what they were trying to do, and when they handed me the stick, I was like, okay, question mark. I took a bite, and immediately I was like, you know, like cats reacting to water when they're sprayed with water. That was my reaction. I was like, take that thing away from me. You know?
Oh my word! Yes, there's images of like cats being like having cheese thrown on them, and then they just go. I don't know if you said when you said that, when you said like water on a cat, the image in my mind was a piece of cheese hitting a cat and you go recoiling in.
That works too.
Now, is there alternatives to the marshmallow? You know, like could you sit around with something else? What? The big potato. You know, what are s'mores? Are they like marshmallows? That's something the big potato knows, and I think she sent me some ones.
Aren't s'mores the ones that have like marshmallow in the middle and like cookie and chocolate, like a sandwich?
Oh, are they? Is that right? You roast the marshmallow. The graham. Yes, right. You sent me marshmallows and graham crackers. That's right. That's why I was getting confused because you sent me them separately. Yes. Yeah. There you go. Actually, I remember having a marshmallow. Do you remember that? I did that magic trick. That's with them. I'm ahead of no worries. I appreciate that. Yes, I do understand that. Absolutely. Marshmallows can be delicious if paired correctly with something, but by themselves, I don't think I'm a fan. See, that's what I was coming back to. The idea of perhaps mixing it up to make it a more enjoyable experience. Shani mentions putting them in coffee. You know, I've seen them on top of drinks and ice cream. You put them on top of little ones on top of ice cream. You know.
Yeah, but then it's like trying to cover up something
Cocoa,
that is
but still.
inherently bad with something that is better. For example, when you try to give a medicine to a pet, for example, you like wrap it in a piece of meat or something that they can digest, that eat and not sense the medicine. You know,
Right.
like it's just masking the bad thing with a positive thing. We're not trying to put the vault something positive. We're trying to put the main core of evil.
That is a fair point. There's a marshmallow spread. That is delightful. Ah, see, that changes the texture, doesn't it? If it's a spread. So, that's an interesting
I've never
one.
heard of that. That sounds weird.
I've got Jiffy Puff. Is that what it's called, or are you insulting me? What? Oh yes, by the way, there's your personal shout out. By the way, there go everybody. We'll go follow Mihai, Wolf Brothers Cinema. They do amazing streams, amazing productions as well. Grab your popcorn, take your seats, and prepare for a cinematic experience like no other. Simply by following Mihai. There you go. I told you it'd be personal. I told you.
You are, Jen. Thank you so much for that. You're very
No worries.
sweet. Yeah, we have a bunch of stuff there. We have
absolutely.
movies,
We will
games.
we'll give Mihai a chance to tell us all about his website in just a little while. Marshmallow fluff on a sandwich with peanut butter. Fluff. Marshmallow fluff. Now that sounds like it's come out of a belly button potato.
Yeah, but again, I'm not necessarily referring to a recipe. That's like asking, can we throw every other recipe with the marshmallows? I'm just referring them to them being alone, like marshmallows as they are.
Yeah.
That's the key element.
If we put it in the vault, they will no longer be part of those recipes.
Would the recipes suffer because of it?
Not the ones I'm thinking of. So, bugger. I can't make a claim for that.
Like chocolate with marshmallows. If you don't have the marshmallows, chocolate. Would you say no to that?
We have a thing here in the UK called Tonic's tea cakes. Okay?
That's good. What is it?
They've been around for a long time now. They're a cookie with marshmallow, just like a dollop of marshmallow, with a thin chocolate coating, like a dome over the top. Absolutely delicious. Now, if you take the marshmallow out of that, you just get a cookie with a shell that cannot support its own weight.
I mean, fair enough. I get your point with that.
You're hitting me in the tunnocks, is what I'm saying, right? You've got some sense to you. There you go. See, they're wonderful. They're lovely. I wish I had some. I could have shown them off. I don't think Tunnocks has ever done that side of the UK. So.
I wanted to have a prop here of marshmallows, but unfortunately I didn't.
You were that repulsed by them that you couldn't even bring yourself.
I would have. Yeah, I was this close, but my heart said no. The meme is real.
Oh dear. Well, I don't know. I mean, guys, would you think that anything would suffer from the absence of the marshmallow? I suppose that might be where you might fall on this if you're undecided. It's interesting because if I've had like marshmallows before just as a treat, when I was a kid, I would always have one or two, and then I'd get very sick very quickly. And I don't know. I suppose they do have a kind of aftertaste to them that is rather dry, leaving quite dry of mouth. S'mores, hot cocoa. Yeah.
That's a good argument, but here's the question: would hot cocoa without s'mores be less enjoyable? Like, if somebody right now would hand you a cup of hot cocoa, would you be like, no, it doesn't have marshmallows, or would you like, hey, it's hot chocolate? I would eat that.
If someone gave you 2 slices of graham crackers, two graham crackers, would you eat the graham crackers, find enough of filling, or just look at it and go, where's the marshmallow? That's the question. What cocoa about marshmallows is just as good. That's true. Well, you're going to give me some whipped cream. Yeah, no one's putting that in the vault, Sean.
Yeah, I mean, there are so many substitutes that can be used instead of marshmallows. There are things that can be.
Not with cream, right? Okay.
Well, okay, how about that? For hot cocoa, you just said cream. You can put like whipped cream.
Mm-hmm.
You can also put. Give me a second. I'm thinking. It's processing. Here it comes. Nah, I got nothing.
Well done for trying.
Yeah. So like, if you guys are a fan of marshmallows in hot cocoa, you'd probably feel affected in here. But
Oh.
yeah, I think it would be.
Oh, we just had. I'd call it a hot cup of brown. It's not cocoa without marshmallows. Well, I don't know if that's technically true, but to him, to the Fun Trails, don't know. Now, I give you the ultimate rebuttal. Are you ready?
Hit me.
Ghostbusters, Marshmallow Man. Oh, I might have found him. I might have found that spot.
Damn it, Kryptonite Marshmallow Man.
Up below, welcome in. Sorry, what's going on? Hating on marshmallows? Yes, Mihai is here, our guest this evening, trying to put marshmallows into the vault. Can you believe it?
And I was doing it too until he brought the Marshmallow Man from freaking Ghostbusters in the mix. It's a good movie. Don't get me wrong, it's a good movie. It was a funny scene with the Marshmallow Man. But Ghostbusters without the Marshmallow Man would not work. That's what I hate. But
Stay Puft Man, that's right, yeah.
Does the Marshmallow Man exist in real life?
Does the Marshmallow... Well, I mean, I had a toy when I was young. Yes, says Panda. Factual evidence to back it up. Yes, you could have you could have a Marshmallow Man without marshmallows. It would just be that's a man. Oh, the violent Trails. Thank you so much for the sub. My word, thank you. Nice so over here below.
Awesome.
Oh, that's very awesome of you. Thank you so much. Woohoo! Yes. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that, mate. I appreciate that. Department Interest, by the way, will be joining us next month on this very show, by the way. Just so you're aware. Thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate it, my friend. As toys and marketing, etc. Yeah, well, that's true. All right. I think I've hit you with everything I've got at the moment.
Yeah. And
you make some good points. Texture, it's very sweet, very filling. I've hit you with the Marshmallow Man. It would be out of a lot of recipes if we put it in the vault. I think, Big Potato, I think you're going to need to put this to the vote and let everyone decide on whether they want marshmallows gone forevermore and locked away. It's up to Potato. Would you like to, as the vote has been prepared, would you like to give us one final passion plea as to why marshmallows should be gone?
Marshmallows are easily replaceable. We can have so many other things added. We can invent more things. We haven't invented more things because we have marshmallows. And they're like, how old are marshmallows? They were invented so many years ago. We can totally come up with something new. Let's embrace the new era of marshmallows by changing everything to something better.
Yeah. Oh, I like it. Poll is up, ladies and gentlemen. If you look at the top of the chat, you should see the current poll. Should marshmallows go into the vault? Yes, get rid of marshmallow, or no, keep marshmallows. I think there was a character limit. But no. Oh. You can vote as well. You can. I will abstain from the vote, but as you will always get as you're here and trying to play it, your vote will count.
Thank you. But I don't think, as I'm looking at the poll going on, I feel like the Marshmallow Man has an army behind him. A cult. Yeah.
I will say now that all of our guests so far on the show have always got at least one rebutted. They've gone away with 3 out of 4. So if you're starting off with that one, that might be going to get it out of the way. Then you might be on a home stretch. Try and think of it.
hoping.
Yeah.
Like.
Can we get someone's opinion on the marshmallow? Yes, most certainly. I find them. I love them. The little ones you get on ice cream sundaes and stuff like that. I absolutely adore them. I think they're a nice little starter to the thing, because they're usually just placed on top and you get nice and soft to take down. When you get the big marshmallows like the ones pictured, I find them very sickly, and I'm probably already regretting it on the second one. I'm not a connoisseur enough to like mix it with stuff. I don't know. The marshmallow is it's a tricky one.
It's on the fence. It's on the fence.
But I do love Ghostbusters and the Marshmallow Man, so that's probably steering my opinion somewhat. I do love s'mores.
You know, if you love s'mores and you love Ghostbusters, you can't vote out Marshmallows. Although we are one vote away from a tie, which I would count as a win.
If it's a tie, I get to make
anybody enjoys chaos. Yeah, if anybody enjoys chaos, please. One more vote.
Metalhead.
Oh, the Marshmallow Revolution.
Naomi, hello Naomi. Welcome in. If you want to put marshmallows in the vault, please vote ahead at the top before it runs out. You've got a few seconds to welcome in, my friend. Lovely to have you here.
Nope.
Let's. Oh. Oh dear. Yes, Metalhead says I'm pretty indifferent. I could say I like or dislike them, so I wouldn't miss them. One person convinced me to keep or vote them. Feel free to use flattery. Metalhead says, this guy seems like nice gentleman. I'll trust that we can live without them. That's kind of you. I can live without marshmallows, but I don't know the last time I had one. I'm never mad when they're involved. Oh, welcome in, guys.
Oh, well.
But there it is.
Vote away.
Yes, it did end up being 5-4. So one person just came in. And well done, thank you, guys. No, keeping marshmallows. Unfortunately, marshmallows will stay forevermore in society for you to put in between your graham crackers, to drop on your cocoa and your ice cream, and to get sick by the campfire with.
Yeah. Now, forever onward in the store, I just have to do this, like pass by.
Yes, that's true.
Quietly.
You couldn't even bring them to the set today.
Yeah.
It was close.
They are where they belong. They are where they belong.
That was very close. But marshmallows, you get to be eaten another day. Oh! Thank you very much for the follow there. Moon and Heart, what a lovely name. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. I'm the sun, by the way. I'm the sun and you're the moon. It's wonderful to have you here. Base says hello, much love. Hey, Base, Base. Tell him, I love him to bits, and he needs to stop doing Hans because it's really putting everyone off when he goes to the supermarket. When I say stop doing Hans, I do mean the character. Don't misconstrue. Just stay out of the bacon aisle, you'll be fine. Yeah, that's very true. Moon and Heart, hello, welcome in. Good to have you here. I told you hate him and you love hands blowing. He'll believe that, I'm sure.
I just noticed what you brought up here on stage.
Oh, you have seen the next item. I didn't realise I actually triggered it. I actually was meant to take the marshmallows off, but it is next, actually. Ladies and gentlemen, our next item and nominee for the vault, it is the mouthwash. Specifically, I think, Listerine.
Yes.
Yes, so this should be an interesting one. First of all, Moon and Heart, welcome in. Hello, welcome in. I am Soul. If you don't know me, I am a variety streamer. I am a host of many shows, such as this one, The Vault, and I'm also an improv comedian. There we go. Just thought I'd give you my little say there, so you don't feel a bit lost. But welcome in. We're wonderful to have you here. You have a wonderful name. Now, let us pass it over to Miha, our wonderful guest here tonight, to tell us all about this. Now, I understand this one is going to be passionate. Let's take it away.
Glasses are coming off, just so you know.
Oh.
I hate Listerine with a passion, and let me even show you. This is the thing that tortured my childhood and early adult years. Now, what you have here is a fresh dose of lava, minty lava. And the reason why I offer this in the vault is because it hurts like heck. I kid you not. It is unbearable. Now, some people like it, some people use it, to clean their mouth and stuff like that. But there's one more thing that that makes me want to put it in the vault. I have a sort of problem whenever I'm very annoyed and very stressed and very frustrated and stuff like that. I have a small odd reaction where I have like small ulcers.
I get the same thing.
Ulcers, there you go.
I get the same thing.
Ulcers are very difficult. They hurt constantly. They're pain when you want to eat and stuff like that. So Listerine is the only solution I have to numb the pain. But use this enough times and you get sick of it. So much so that I started looking into it more and started analyzing it. Are there other solutions, other medicines? I've tried over 10 different medicines for ulcers.
Yeah,
This thing is the only thing that works, and I hate it.
That works for you.
Well, it numbs the pain.
Right. Okay.
It just numbs the pain. It's a short-term solution for a problem that has no results. I also have one more argument why it's not actually good to use. I'll keep it in frame here. It's not actually good to use, but I'll keep that for later. For now, this is my argument. I hate the bloody thing. Can we please get rid of it?
So water and salt. Yeah, water and salt is on. I was told to use Corsadil.
Used it.
Yeah. Now this was the one that my dentist recommended to me to use to help with them. It burns. If I sometimes get ulcers in the back of my throat. Yeah, it's painful. I have difficulty swallowing. It's awful. Yeah. Now I've been given Aclavir, but it really doesn't help at all because once they start, this doesn't help, and they don't recommend that I take it when I'm not got them. So it's like, what?
One interesting thing, by the way, if you haven't tried this, Sol, I've heard that vitamin C, like the capsule that you keep in your mouth, vitamin C, the ones that are like can even be crunched or just kept in the mouth, those actually help because the ulcers hate vitamin C. For some reason, I don't know. A dentist told me this, so take it from a doctor, not from me.
But I appreciate that. Because it's tough. It's tough. It's tough to get through it. It can be draining when you've got them. It really sucks out your energy as well. It's a constant reminder. Let's have a look and see what people have thought when you were saying your pitch. Mouth of Steel loaded me up with the mouth lava, minty lava. I love that. That was great. Yes, my defied entrails. My mouth constantly smells like feces. I need mouthwash to survive. Sounds like halitosis. Might be. My mouth smells like a litter box. Listerine is my friend. A breath similar to an elephant's fart up in the morning. Listerine is life. Lemon juice is good for the throat. If you want to sing, they recommend lemon juice to help ease the throat. That's pretty true. My mouth has been steam emitting from it. Springs. Brilliant. So, what is it? Mouthwash in general?
No, it's different.
It's very specific Listerine.
Very specific Listerine. This thing right here. This needs to go off the face of the earth. I'm sure people will survive with other mouthwashes that I'm not going to use. Yeah. I'm sure that there are other options. Heck, I mean, at the end of the day, you can just brush your teeth. Sure, it takes 1 more minute, but brushing teeth is just as efficient as using this bloody thing.
Well, I will say that squeezing the toothpaste for me is so difficult. I never, because my hands. The amount I know it seems like simple pressure, like just a little thing. It's just squeezing something like that. It's every morning immense pain, just to squeeze that tube. I do it, but still, it's insane. I never brought that up before.
Aren't there devices
yes,
for stuff like that? I'm sure that there has to be something that is either like a lever that you pull down instead of the tube that you.
A motion-activated toothpaste dispenser. I need to get on this. Aren't you supposed to do both?
A new market has been created.
There you go.
Activated toothpaste
I like
dispensers.
That. Exists. Get the gadget. Oh wow, thank you, Malone. I need to look into this sort of thing. I never really. I have a cap thing that I put in, and I use Fixodent to put it in, and that squeezing that tube is incredible. And also I have to do it twice with these things, so it's just awful. But I want to make it clear that we are not talking about mouthwash in general. So mouthwash, absolutely fine. It is a thing that it's useful. It will help you. But specifically, we are talking about Listerine. I just want you to bear that in mind when you cast your vote. So
if you can survive with any other brand or any other, even I've heard that there are multiple intensities and flavors and stuff like that. No, this is just the default Listerine.
Okay.
The default one, the original one.
Because Potato is campaigning for the purple Listerine, and if we get rid of Listerine, it does count all of them. It's the brand we're talking about here.
Yeah.
I tried a different brand of mouthwash and it sucked. Or it shouldn't suck. It should swill. Or sit on the tube, minty fresh butt. I think Divide Entrails, I mean, if he's got smelly orifices, I mean, that might recommend for him. Spray mouthwash. Yes, spray mouthwash.
Like a bird? Are you guys serious? Keep in mind, I have one more argument, but I'll keep it for later. You guys like the burn? Why? I legit want to know. Over prolonged use. I've been using this since I was 14, maybe? Because that's when I finally gave up and tried using this as a method for my ulcers. But
interesting.
And I'm 26 or something. I forgot my own age, I know. Anyway,
you don't look a day over something.
I don't look a day over something. Thank you. You're very kind. But yeah, why? Describe to me why you enjoy the pain of this thing.
Well, there's an interesting one there. Upper Line says the burn feels like it's working. So it's a psychological thing, perhaps. Don't know. I suppose if you took it and there was no effect, like you didn't feel anything, you don't know if it's happened, like it's done anything at all. I suppose the small amount of burning somehow says to your brain that actually this is having an effect. If I trust what I'm buying, it's doing the good, even if what I feel is a little bit of a burn. Am I right in thinking like that's sort of where you're coming from? I have no idea you were something.
I swear.
It's like deep heat for your mouth, and I freaking love deep heat. Don't get them mixed up though. I love that. That's very true.
But like it's
deep freeze.
Minty heat. It's cold heat. It's horrific.
Yeah, it's like a fever means your antibodies are fine. Like when you feel symptoms when you're sick, that is actually your body fighting it, right? So to feel it is actually a good thing in a way, because it means that your body is reacting and going to be doing its job. I get the mentality behind that, I think.
I have a question for everybody who uses this thing. Do you or do you not mix it with water at all? Do you dilute it at all?
I've never diluted a mouthwash, no. The burn is the germs.
I've heard some people do it. That's why I'm double checking.
The burn is the germs committing suicide in your mouth. Unbelievable. I love that. Oh, great.
Obviously diluted.
I'd rather use Listerine on open wound mouth than freezer sensation soap on my genitals. I mean, that says a lot, doesn't it? Did you guys ever lick the big red gum wrappers and stick it on your forehead to see you could keep it on the longest? What? What?
Doesn't sound familiar to me.
What's that got? What? What's that got to do with anything? Plain old vodka should do it. Oh, because it burns. Oh no, right. Okay. No. I just thought potato had a passing thought. What are you doing? Oh dear. It kills bacteria. I've no idea. 21 or something. Okay.
My goodness.
Plain old vodka should do the job, says Panda. There are alternatives.
I've noticed that some people said that they dilute it, some said that don't.
Yeah, it's a bit, obviously diluted.
Potato doesn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, for it to be effective against ulcers, I never diluted this. This is straight up from the bottle. And if you guys can hold this in your mouth completely, like, undiluted for 2 minutes,
I'm a bit confused.
And tell me it's fine and enjoyable.
I'm a bit confused, because it does help you said.
Yes, it does.
But you want to get rid of it.
Yes, I do.
This is why I'm having trouble understanding which side of the coin you're falling on this one.
Because this is the worst case scenario. I want to find something better and pleasant. This is a crutch that I'm not happy with.
Undiluted is a nightmare. The fumes in your mouth build up the back of your nose. Oh, I think I've had that before actually. If I've held it for too long or something like that, it's a little. I've not Elmex. Sorry, you mentioned that earlier. Elmex, Nightmare on Elmex. Yeah, I don't know. Mouthwash. I've never heard of that brand actually.
No, neither have I.
Is that fairly new, or is it local to England at all? Much for okay, but yeah. Because I was gonna say I used to work around. I used to say I ironically worked in a health and beauty department, but because I'm neither beauty nor healthy, but I was quite aware of all the products there, so I would have heard it if it came through. Mouthwash helps women kiss me and be 30% less disgusting. I need it. Oh dear.
Well, my only I have two. Okay, I'll bring out the big guns, and this is something that I actually looked into.
Interesting.
Two arguments. One, brush more thoroughly. Like brushing your teeth with paste and stuff like that, like the normal thing, without using the mouthwash.
Floss.
And two, studies have shown that prolonged use of Listerine, and I'm talking like 20, 30 years or even more, can actually raise cause of concern for oral cancer.
Yeah, I've always been afraid of oral cancer myself because I've had a lot of mouth issues myself.
Yeah,
and that's again one of the reasons why I was deferred to this one rather than any other. I did used to have Listerine. That's the thing. I was deferred to this. So,
hence always diluted. You are completely right, up alone. But if I dilute it, it doesn't help me anymore with my problem. The reason why I'm using this. Otherwise, I wouldn't use this. Like, if I wouldn't have at all problems, I wouldn't even touch this in the store.
So
the reason why I have it is because of my problems. I don't want to fall on it anymore. Yeah.
I think we should put this to the vote. And now I want to make it clear, Big Potato, when you set up this vote here, that we are putting Listerine, the brand of mouthwash, into the vote, not mouthwash in general. Mouthwash, good.
Yep.
Listerine,
this brand.
Debated. Yeah, this brand, here we go. It's just Listerine. Yeah, I thought it helps you. I mean, until an alternative comes along, then maybe we could push it in. That's my mindset at the moment.
I understand your mindset, but my fallback always is, man, I have this again. Oh, what am I gonna try this time? I tried that. I don't want to start Googling which one is better. I'm just gonna grab the Listerine because it's literally like the next shelf over, and I don't want to do that anymore. I literally want to find a proper solution. I spend so much time looking for other.
The vote is up. Please meet me if you want to cast your vote too.
Yep.
You get to vote. It's at the top of the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Have your say. Do you want Listerine in the vault? And ladies and gentlemen, if you want to know all of the other items currently in the vault, you can check them out on the Discord. You can join us on what is now known as the Bright Side. Feel free to roll on in there and check out the channel named The Vault, and you can see all of the entries that our guests have brought in to the vault and have been sealed away. I
just saw the vault, and I'm like,
you're seeing it.
Right.
I tried a different brand and I hate it, but I haven't tried all brands. So I don't know. That's fair.
Open game, open opportunity.
Remember the Listerine strips? They were so popular at my high school. I've zero idea why. No, I don't recall them. Are they one of the things on the screen there, perhaps?
Listerine strips?
Yeah. I'm not aware of that.
Are they sane?
No, they're Listerine. Does the Bright Side have cookies? Well, Mihai's in there, and he says he's got cookies. So yes, cookies for all. But I believe Big Potato will be setting up cookies at a later date in the cafe, and you can get coffee there every morning. Feel free.
Yay!
Oh, that reminds me. Up Alone, we're no longer the Sessies. Up Alone gave us the collective term the Sessies for the cesspit, our former Discord name. I don't know what we are now. The Brighties. I don't know. True, yes.
The Bright-Siders.
I like the Bright-Siders. So that's good. I wanted to kind of.
No, it sounds like a beverage.
It does sound a bit like
ciders.
it does a bit, doesn't it? Right, so I think that's one of the names I dabbled with. I think was the Bright Side Cafe because of potatoes, big potatoes little cafe with coffee and all that. And I think there was another one that I came up with as well. It was very similar. The Sunny Side Cafe. That was another one I thought. They were sheets of Listerine that came in a flat pouch. Oh, interesting. Cookies marshmallow on the bright side, but it appears no Listerine at this point. Yeah, so true. Yeah, but don't
I'm
worry.
happy with that. If marshmallows survive, but this thing is looking as if it's gonna go in. And thank you, my dear friend. I hate you. Bye.
Yay! I really enjoy dipping my cookies in Listerine. Are the forbidden attachment cookies that the Jedi won't tell you about? Yes. Possibly.
The overcooked ones.
Oh dear.
Okay.
Run from depression on Soul's Discord. The bright side. Absolutely, that's what it's all about. My name, Soul the Seeker, is just because an adversity to my own depression. You see, seeking the soul. So I wanted to bring that more in line with something a little bit more wholesome. Listerine goes into the vault. Yes, it has been confirmed, ladies and gentlemen, that Listerine mouthwash will now go into the vault. So let us seal it away right now. And we're back, and yes, there we are. The vault now has some minty fresh patrons in it now. But it will burn.
Thank you everybody, thank you everyone, genuinely, thank you Lord, thank you.
There we are. Look at that, I love that. You got one in, he'll need to get two more to pass tonight and get a free entry into the vault at the end. But if you only get two, I'm afraid.
And this is where my luck runs out, so I'll start getting ready. I'll start packing my bags. And
the following intros, you hit right on the head there. That's absolutely right. That's what we're true to. Dommy, happy birthday, Dommy. Welcome in, my friend. It is Dommy's birthday. The newly affiliated Dommy is here, and happy birthday to you, my friend. Yes, I'm telling the world on stream it is your birthday. Bring attention to Dommy there. Very proud of yourself. The path you tread is brightened by your actions and kindness. Changing the cesspit, the bright is a beautiful testament to the admirable ways you have achieved with these wonderful people at your side. Thank you so much. I have to just take the mouthwash off the screen. No, thank you so much. Upperlow, thank you. You've been here right from the start to see this wonderful journey. And Mango! Sorry, I've been interrupted up alone by the wonderful entry of Mango in the chat. Mango brings the hype all the time. We love Mango, and we also love Dummy. Happy birthday! And we love you up alone. Thank you so much for those kind words. It means a lot to me. We are gearing towards a big extravaganza this summer, and it does mean a lot to me that you've stayed with me for all this time. Not just you, but everyone else out there. I really appreciate you and your time, and I love doing this and bringing this stuff to you. And before we go on, of course, Dummy. Thank you very much. Love you very much, and happy birthday to you. But we are joined today by Mango Leave. There he goes. We are joined today by Mihai as our guest. And Mihai, you are a very talented individual, I have to say, because when you stumbled into me and Meatloaf's stream when we were doing some Cthulhu games, and you shared your love for Cthulhu, and little did we know who we had met. We had met a very talented person who is very funny, very creative, and a master of what he does, I will say. And I first of all, I highly recommend you go follow WolfBrothersCinema there, the link there. Follow me, on stream, but also check a look at his website and what he does away from streaming as well. And maybe you could tell us a little bit about that. And before you do, I just want to say hello, Lux. Welcome in. Greetings. Pleasure to have you here. Welcome to the vault. It's always a pleasure to see you. But Mihai, can you tell us a little bit more about yourself and what you do?
So I am a full-time filmmaker and part-time streamer. My brother and I make movies. Have been making movies for several years. our most recent productions, our steampunk post-apocalyptic show, and our Lovecraftian series are available on our site, WolfBrothersCinema.com. We're passionate about what we do. We want to create different stories, interesting stories, tapping into what we believe can help people, especially nowadays in today's, uber extravaganza of the cinema. We want to return a little bit to a more classic atmosphere. That's why we are the cinema. We're not the studio or the movie production.
Feel free to post that link in the chat there, Big Potato, as well. The website link. Carry on.
Thank you. And we recently won some awards all over the world. We had some awards in Japan, in the States. Our most recent award was for Some Are Silent, of our Lovecraftian story.
Yeah.
A detective Lovecraftian adventure set in the modern times, so just Lovecraftian in the modern age. And it won in Hollywood, actually. It was at Hollywood Gold events, and we won. Yay! And very, very excited. They're all available on our site to get. We are just passionate about what we do. We make funny sketches on YouTube. If you guys like some comedy in your life, we also have those. And yeah, that's kind of it. That's what we do.
Lovecraftian.
We hope you guys will enjoy what we do.
Lovecraftian and everything is amazing. The Void is top notch. I've seen The Void. It's fantastic, and I do highly recommend you check out Wolf Brothers Cinema. Mate, the next step is Cannes. I don't see why you cannot.
Which one should we watch first?
Yes, which one should you watch first? Interesting.
If you want to go into like an in-depth think-a-thon, like actually think about what's on screen, what the characters are, how stuff unfolds, I would recommend Cities in the Air, the steampunk show. But if you want a compressed, elegant Lovecraftian story to enjoy, Summer Silence is a must. It's also our longest to 40-minute long film. And yeah, you guys can watch it and enjoy it whenever you want. You can download the film, so it's like something you have and you can watch it whenever. We have subtitles, go nuts.
They are doing wonderful stuff, absolutely, and I cannot recommend them highly. So it's actually a real privilege for me to have you on this show, let alone allow you to have the chance to share this with a new audience, hopefully. And I should say that in June, because now you have confirmed it already for me, in June, if a lot of people may know that I do a summer event, a big collab event, big variety show. It's 2 streams, 12 hours. On the 18th and the 19th of June, so summer solstice, and we get streamers from all over the community, and they come and join us for a variety of events throughout 2 days. Characters, songs, games, collabs, all these shows compiled into one big variety event. And Mihai has wonderfully given us a sketch which will be aired on Twitch during that event as well. So that's wonderful. That's something to look forward to. I appreciate it.
If you guys like Monty Python, definitely the sketch. You need to check the sketch. So make sure to watch this guy's event. I'll be there in the chat.
So watch it.
Also,
goes by and see a bundle call of all things mouthwash.
All things mouthwash. Should I elaborate just a little tiny bit why we have a bundle called mouthwash?
Yeah, go on, please.
So my brother and I have this thing that whenever we have an idea, we instantly go to each other and debate it. At one point, I was with Listerine in my mouth, so I couldn't talk, and I had to sit there for like 2 minutes. And he went like, "Dude, I have an idea." And he started talking, and he was like, "Okay, and." And I had to react positively or negatively. And I tried somehow to make him understand what I was trying to explain. So I went like, He was completely lost. He had zero idea what the hell I was trying to explain. And we both went like, that's funny, we can use it into a sketch. And that's how the bundle was created. We made a couple of episodes and the director's commentary on the sketches.
That's how that comes together. It just naturally falls into place. These things just happens. Brilliant.
Yeah, so if you guys want to see me frustrated over my brother who is trying to talk to me and I'm unable to reply properly, or I'm trying to explain to him something and he's misinterpreting, mouthwash sketch. It's a bundle, so there are several bundles in there which you can check out as well.
And Shani will also be joining us, just being confirmed for the summer solstice. There you go. For Soulfest.
Nice.
There we go. Soulfest 2. I'm trying to think of a cool, like little tagline. Soulfest 2, The Revenge. I don't know. I don't know. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let us move on because we have some other items to go into the vault this evening, or maybe not. It's all down to you. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our next nomination, and it is spin-offs. So
that is a very interesting thing to talk about, and I'm sure that I'll probably be splitting the community in this idea. So let me elaborate.
Yes, please do.
Already angry type. I can hear the angry typing, from miles and miles away. Now, hear me out.
Go ahead.
I'm not talking about sequels. I'm not talking about specifically part 2 of a character's story or part 2 of a universe's story. I'm specifically referring to spin-offs using background or side characters as main focuses for branched stories. One example that comes to mind, we have Doctor Who. Brilliant show, a lot of cool stuff. Matt Smith, David Tennant, Peter Capaldi, a bunch of amazing people.
Yeah.
And I'm a big fan of 11th, that's why I'm a little bit biased here. But they made Torchwood.
Yes, Torchwood, which is an anagram of Doctor Who.
Which is an anagram of Doctor Who, I know.
We have to bring that up every time Torchwood's mentioned.
Yeah, of course. And I watched it. I genuinely sat down and watched it, and it was Captain Jack Harkness. Like, I can't not love that guy. I think a lot of guys love that guy, but you know what I mean. And it just didn't feel proper. It didn't have the same feeling. It felt like they were trying. It was like watching professional people creating their own stories off of something, but it didn't have the same soul with the original material, which is ridiculous because it's similar to the universe. It's in the same universe as Doctor Who.
Interesting.
I do love that guy. Yeah, everybody loves that guy.
But new Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. There's a new Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. What? No. The Lone Gunman from the X-Files, that's a good one. I've used the example of Joey from Friends because I figured Friends was quite popular and it was a good example of something that I feel the problem with did they have, yeah, they did Potato. Yeah, it was one series, 2001, The Lone Gunman. Yeah. Yeah, it's true. And the Patrick Star Show. So the one thing I feel with this is that they immediately feel second rate. And because
it's unfair
meant to be second to a show. They were like, here's the main show, you know that show you loved? Well, here you can follow this. This is not as good as that. It's already something different and second to that. Especially when you take a secondary character out of it. Already you're emphasising the secondary nature. Has there ever been an example of a spin-off show that has exceeded the original? I'd be interested in it. Not necessarily a remake or something like that, but just taken. Has there ever been that? Why won't they learn from that?
I've watched so many people debate this element and this aspect, and I repeat, I'm not talking about sequels. I'm not referring to Doctor Strange Part 2 or something. I'm referring to like Wong, the movie, the background character that appears in a couple of scenes and helps the main character, but like he has an entire whole dedicated show to him. And I'm sure he's an interesting character on his own in the context of everybody else in the main story. But if you take something that is less of a focus, less, in the whole scheme of things, and then make him the big thing in an already smaller universe and make everyone else even smaller than he is because he needs to be the focus, it keeps going downhill. I've seen sequels be better than the original.
Yeah, absolutely.
Part 2 being better than Part 1.
Absolutely. You could argue the big cases, Empire Strikes Back, Godfather Part 2, Back to the Future, possibly. Great examples of debated. Aliens, some people say as well.
But as spin-offs, and specifically for shows, like if you think in the context of shows, a spin-off show never carried enough momentum to continue at the same rate as the show that it derived from.
Exactly.
I haven't heard of Torchwood in a while. I'm very out of touch with it, so I'm not even sure if it's even continued. So I think it stopped at one point.
I think it may have, yeah.
5? I can be completely wrong. Season 5? Maybe?
Yeah, roughly around there, from what I recall. It's been a while.
And like nobody's saying like, oh man, I wish they bring back Torchwood.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe the only way they can bring back Torchwood would be cool in Doctor Who, not in the show. And that's kind of my point in the whole argument, because it's very unfortunate. Don't get me wrong, I love certain background characters, and some of them even deserve their own spin-offs. The Doctor's Daughter, if you guys know the episode from Doctor Who. If you don't, I'll try not to spoil much, but there is a character nicknamed the Doctor's Daughter that is left on a cliffhanger with her just traveling into the world and traveling into space. It would be cool to watch her adventure, or see them reunite, see the Doctor reunite with her,
right,
and add her back with all the backstories from all her adventures, added over the character,
right,
like layering, instead of just focusing on an entire show with her.
More like a companion show rather than a spin-off entirely. Because I suppose the idea of a spin-off is to spin off and away from the show, and it has no real reason to conjoin back. Initially, I started with Predator as well.
Interesting parallel with Aliens versus Predators, because it is a crossover, not a spin-off.
Yeah, but I suppose that it depends, because the canon, isn't it? That's the issue. If it's meant to be the Alien canon, that's debatable, because that canon is already highly contested.
Okay. Is a crossover also considered a spin-off? That's the question that I would be very interested to hear in chat.
Because like Freddy vs. Jason, I don't know. I think it's the same thing. I mean, none of those are canonical.
It's not necessarily a spin-off. It's a crossover. They're bringing two worlds together rather than taking one aspect from one universe and just creating more of it.
For me, Fear the Walking Dead did better than the main show. After a certain point, the main show went to hell. I think the only spin-off I can think of that I saw enough was Ratched. What is that? Can't think of any others that I've watched. What is Ratched? Ratched. What is that a spin-off of? I'm not familiar with that. Yes, but also no. It's interesting. Yeah. I don't know.
I would. Yeah, you go.
I was just gonna say, I'm trying to think of any redeeming spin-off that I could, because I'm a big fan of British comedy, and I'm trying to think of shows that span off from others that make, because like Only Fools and Horses, they did Green Grass, that didn't go well. It ran for quite a few series, but it's just not remembered. Like no one cares, no one talks about it. I'm really struggling. Like all the ones I can think of, Are You Being Served? That failed after it did spin off. Damn, I really can't. I suppose the closest you could get was the Alan Partridge character, but that was a character. It weren't really a spin-off of a show. It started on one show, that character, and then it ended up somewhere else. Struggling really. NCIS was a spin-off of Jag. That's true. Yeah, NCIS. Like the Hawkeye show. No one cared about Hawkeye, but they make a show about it. Well, yeah, because they know you're going to watch it, and if they get one series out of it, boom.
Hawkeye, unfortunately, is the least interesting character from the bunch, which I find kind of sad, because he does look interesting, and he has an entire backstory to him, especially later in the character's life. Mm-hmm. Me personally, I like a show or a film that has interesting characters, even in the background. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure that a guy that appears for 10 seconds can express a ton of backstory. If you guys watched Pirates of the Caribbean, was it 3?
At World's End?
At World's End.
Yeah, third one.
If you remember Jack Sparrow's dad, he appeared on screen for such little time, but my goodness, he carried the weight of the world when he moved around. And you could easily imagine all sorts of stories with him. But it's better to have it imagined so that the reality isn't a letdown as well. That can also be a possibility. Making something as a spin-off, thinking that, oh man, the fans are going to go nuts over this, but everybody having different interpretations of how a spin-off would unfold.
That's true. We've got a few great examples in the chat that have come up. First of all, Potato asked, does Book of Boba Fett count as a spin-off? I like that one. Naomi brings up a real classic, Still Game. Yes, I love Still Game. I thought it was hilarious, very underrated. It was a spin-off of Cheer and the Fat, that's right. Fraser was a spin-off of Cheers. I think there was a big spin-off from Cheers, that's true, and that did surpass it. Holy hell, maybe there are a few, but they're rare.
But here's another thing. Did those come to mind easily?
Not really, no. But then that might be, I don't know. I suppose
if you can count them on both hands, all the good shows throughout the entire history of the entire cinema experience, like from the beginnings all the way till today, and you only come up with like a handful. That doesn't look good for spin-off.
So, to play devil's advocate here a bit, if you're a fan of, say, Friends, and they say they're going to end it, and you're like, oh no, right. Friends, oh, my life. And they say, oh, Joey's being made. Oh, Joey. I like that character. And then you go over and watch it, and you know it isn't as good, but you're keeping the dream alive of Friends might be coming back. You know? It still keeps it alive. You're a fan of that franchise, that thing, and what it produces. Do you think that spin-offs have a place just for fan service, maybe not even for a broader spectrum?
And here's the thing. First and foremost, for your acting on how my world would end if they are stopping Friends, like 10 you can't really tell by the notebook, but there's a 10 out of 10 written here. Yeah, somewhere. My marker is not good enough.
We've got 10.
Yeah, we got a 10 out of 10 each other. So, you bring up a very good point. If you are a fan of something and they create another show based on the original, yes, it is considered a spin-off. Can it be just as good and you're excited and stuff like that? Definitely.
Thanks, Potato.
But later, no problem.
10 out of 10.
Great. Thank you. That was perfect. But yeah, I still remain by my decision and my idea that it's always going to be compared to the previous one.
Yeah.
That's going to be inevitable. And just like any sequel will be compared to its predecessor.
Before, yeah.
But you're always gonna want to feel attached. People usually have this attachment to things or to characters in movies and in films. If you see your main character, the subject, and you love them, and there's a side character which is okay, they're interesting, they're exciting, and they get their own show, yeah, you're gonna get excited. But if a cameo of the main character just strolls past the screen just for a moment, your interest level will rise higher than it ever was throughout the entire show.
It shows that relative dissonance there that between both these things.
And I am not the biggest fan of fan service. Right. I understand it's a thing. It's nice to do sometimes here and there, sprinkling it in words. Here and there would be great. But when you're doing it because that's your goal, you want the fans to watch it so you can get an extra buck, based on that nostalgia of the universe.
Yes.
That's not a good step forward for the show, because then the show is going to end and we are
right. I think Potato, if you're ready, I think we should put this one to the vote. Freudian slip there. Better Call Saul, Breaking Bad. So I think we should put this on the vote. Do you think spin-offs need to go into the votes and go away, or do we need the 9 out of 10 times crap that they produce? I suppose. But let's put it together. There we go. Should spin-offs get thrown into the vault? Yes, get rid of spin-offs, or no, keep spin-offs. I should say now, would a spin-off of Soul Streams be a Meatloaf stream? Just out of curiosity. Just curious. I just want to throw that out there.
Hey, certain spin-offs, I'm not saying that they're not good, they're good. Certain ones I would actually miss. Like, if it does go into the vault, I would totally be missing them. But if you ask me, would you like a spin-off? Or would you like a season that is just as good as the previous seasons of the thing you actually like?
Yeah.
I want the show.
That's
Even if I have seen shows that have episodes focused on the other characters. Like on the companions in Doctor Who, on like side characters in the universe of Star Wars or stuff like that. I'm not saying that the spin-offs are necessarily bad, but the way they're formulated in the present give me more positive of the shows that I actually like than half meals in a completely different show focused on completely different things.
Okay, well,
it is.
ladies and gentlemen, it's at the top of the chat. If you want to get your vote in now before it runs out, we're about halfway through the counter. Have your say. Spin-offs, do you want them or do you want to get rid of them? I'm voting to keep spin-offs because of Fear Walking Dead and Better Call Saul. So some examples are when they're good, it seems to be they're really good, but for the majority of the time they are bad. I think that's the general consensus at the moment. I'm not sure how to vote. I'm conflicted.
Here's an interesting idea. If, for example, you have The Walking Dead, and it started going worse and worse and worse. Next season, change the characters. It's still Walking Dead. You don't need to recreate the entirely different show and entirely different timeline. Just say, while those guys are doing that thing, this is what happens. This is what happened 9 months before with these guys. Like, you can even have the tank in episode 1 from The Walking Dead was put there by someone that we watched in the season later on. Like, interconnect them.
Do you know what my pet peeve is with TV shows? I've mentioned it before. It's when you're about halfway through a season, even if it's like 12 episodes, and then on episode 7, let's say, they do a flashback to before episode 1. I really don't like that. I want more of the continuing storyline, not to do a flashback so you can tie it in to whatever's happening in the story at this point. I'd rather like if that was at the start of the story, start with that, because, or tell me about it later. Like Twin Peaks, they did a movie at the beginning, like to tell you the beginning. Oh, it is.
I told you.
Oh.
I told you it would be half and half. I told you it. If anybody remembers, I said it at the beginning. I'm gonna split the C on this.
It was split. It was a split decision on this one. Spin-off, which means it comes down to my decision, I'm afraid. And it's
donating this 1 million thousand bits.
I love it.
Give the 100.
Can I be?
You decide.
Can I be
I'm
bought?
just typing some stuff here.
Oh, it's a tough one. Have they gone through? Mandalorian, I think would. I don't know. Would that count? I suppose it would. Perhaps. I don't know. I think there is a lot of convoluted stuff that we've got into. There's been a lot of confusion into defining a spin-off. I think a lot of people are getting the wires crossed as to a sequel series, a spin-off, direct spin-off, a companion show, a crossover. Oh, Charlie Benali! Got you, actually. I think, based on my personal experience with spin-off TV shows, that I love having more content of what I love, but I don't like having my content ruined by poor quality fan service. It's going in the vault.
Woo!
Wait, there we go. Yes, sorry. The Bad Batch would be a spin-off. Mandalorian is its own story. See, that's what I mean. There is a lot of doubt and confusion. And I think, knowing the spin-offs, I know that for no matter what, no confusion, are spin-offs. Yet they were crap, and they ruined a lot of stuff for me, and it made me kind of taint an otherwise great series. So I think I'm gonna allow it. I think spin-offs don't deserve their place there. I think carry on telling great original stories. Don't get a cheap cash in on.
If you can get that much effort into a spin-off, you could have put the same amount of effort in the actual show that you're trying to create a spin-off from.
Yeah, no, that's pretty true. So there we go. It's in. Congratulations, you are 2-1. And now we have our final item this evening. And this one, it now always, every single episode, it always comes down to that last one.
Oh, great. I'm sweating bullets.
Yes,
Thank you.
This is it. You will win the day with this one. And this one, I think, might actually go your favour. But it's probably the one that I have not the most contention with, but I don't know if it's worthy. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Our last nomination this evening is.
I actually forgot what it was.
24-hour clocks.
Yes.
24-hour clocks. So please, you have all the time in the world. It's over to you.
It's very, very simple to explain and elaborate. And I think the best place to start is with a personal example. Now, some of you might not know this, but I actually have a slight form of dyslexia. It happens to everybody. There are a lot of famous actors that even have it. And that makes it very difficult for me sometimes to read fast. I've gotten better since I started streaming. Fun fact, if you want to get over it, start streaming. It'll actually generate.
Nice, good advice.
Now, I usually ask, what time it is, because it helps me organize myself. And whenever somebody says 16 and a quarter, I'm like, 16, that's 16 minus 12. Okay. Please, for the love, I changed every single clock at my disposal, even my watch.
Really?
I changed them from PM and AM because they're easier. PM and AM, easy. 12 hours. 24 hours, they're confusing because I always have to subtract 12 from my previous, the previous information that I got. If somebody says it's 22, there you go. So 10, good to know. But yeah, it's just too much mental capacity, too much mental work. Even if you guys are amazing mathematicians, and I'm sure some people of you can do math like that. My brother is like that. He can do like high level calculus in his mind in a fraction of a second. I can do that. Some of you might be, annoyed because we're removing the 24-hour clocks. If you do that, you'll help all the dyslexics in the world, all the people that want things simple and easy. We don't need that. We just need PM and AM.
I've never had anyone come up to me and say, if I said, what's the time? They've gone 16 o'clock. I've never had, or like, it's 16:22. I've never had that. Has that happened to you?
In Europe, we have that clock. I don't know if in other places of the world.
No, I mean,
like in Europe,
I have the clock. No, I absolutely have the 24-hour clock. Absolutely, I've just never had anyone say to me it's 16. They would just say it's 4. I've never had. Maths clock should go in the bin. Potato because the last one, absolutely. Yeah, that's true. There's a split vote. I have to use 24-hour time for work, timestamps. Oh, you're not a big math guy. See,
understandable.
I think this might be military time. Yeah, military time. It's like 1,400 hours, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think maybe. I mean, okay. Base argument. There are 24 hours in a day.
Yeah.
Right. So
approximately. A few seconds.
Yeah, of course. But by our own measurement of time, there's 24 hours in a day. We know there's 24 hours in a day. The fact that we have AM and PM, I think, is actually the more confusing one. Because if you didn't have the equivalent of it being 4 o'clock twice, it would just be 4 o'clock once and 16 o'clock once. That seems easier to learn than it would be to learn 4 o'clock twice.
I grew up with the 24-hour clock, right?
Yeah.
Like normally it should be ingrained in my system. The moment I was exposed to 12 hours AM PM,
Yeah.
I preferred that.
It clicked. That's
Like,
interesting.
it clicked for me. For me, it was much easier. I know that certain jobs rely on 24 hours. I read somewhere about grocery store or something.
Yeah, Shawnee
delivery
says
time.
Walmart runs on that. Sucks when I'm back check receipts to see when they bought something, and it's you have to kind of look at that.
So I completely understand the 24-hour aspect of things when it comes to a work environment. But when it comes to an everyday environment, that can be a little bit odd. Like, for example, here's a good question. If you use 24 hours at work, do you also use 24 hours at home or in your free time? Or on your personal computer, for example?
Yeah, because on the computer, it's always been a 24-hour clock, and I suppose if I'm sleeping and I wake up and look at my clock, for example, and if it's a digital one, if it says 4 and just 4, unless I squint to see if it's saying AM or PM, I don't know which one that is. So if it says 16, I know it's in the afternoon. But again, this is me talking from the idea that I don't have issues with, or had any issues telling time in regards to reading quick or anything like that. And I just want to say I appreciate that not everyone thinks the same way I do, or like I'm not going to assume that it's easier this way or that. I want to make that clear.
Totally understand that. The 24-hour clock offset of offense. Oh, okay. Also, Potato said that they use that time at home as personal time as well.
Yeah, if I make mistakes because someone tells me the time without specifying AM or PM, and I assume the wrong one. Yeah. Is it dark? Yes or no? Well, that depends on daylight savings, doesn't it? But here, it's bright at 8 PM and 8 AM at the moment, so.
Completely understandable. And this is the part where I just wanted to make sure that I had everything clear. This is strictly a me experience. This is my experience with the clock, and I would rather prefer if everyone would use that. Honestly, if I think about it, I should have probably said time zones, because I think more people hate time zones rather than 24-hour clocks. But right now we're talking about that concept, not time zones. Damn it, I should have went. But yeah, if you guys are in the camp that, hey, it would be much easier to have simple digit numbers, I'd be happy. If you guys would prefer 24 hours, due to work, due to personal experience, due to your own history with it, like how you grew with it, that's a very individual thing.
Yeah, it is.
The same way how each work notebook is different from each person in the company, the same way each clock on their computers can be completely different. That's totally normal.
Entrails was bartending, and I heard someone say it was 17 o'clock, and I refused to serve them. Well, they said they had a meeting at 1700 hours and walked away to us. So that's one thing. Telling the time when I'm reading it, or like it's different to when I communicate the time. I suppose that we kind of know whether we're in the AM or the PM generally. So if we say it's 4, you likely know it's not 4 AM in the morning where you are, circumstances, environmental factors.
Exactly.
So that's probably why we don't use the 24-hour clock there. But I think reading it is a very different manner because of the rate in which we read. I mean, what I mean to say is that I suppose where I was coming from when I said, I think it's easier, is that when you look at one number out of the 24 that are available, you'll know in what time of day it is, rather than having to read the whole thing and looking at whether it's AM or PM. So what I'm saying is that when you're looking at it, if it's 24 hour, you don't have to check more details when viewing. And I know it's a quick thing and probably not a site, but that's sort of where I was coming from.
Yes, certain people just click it instantly. Like I have some people that look at the time and it's a 24-hour time and instantly go like it's 4, it's 5, it's 8 or whatever, because they do it instantly in their brains. Well, I'm in the camp of people that can't do it that fast. I have to calculate every single time I look at the clock. That's why I had to make my job easier by making it PM, AM on every device I use. So at the end of the day, is is it okay to put it in the vault for more people that have a harder time reading it, but make it a little bit harder for
yeah, that's true.
to readapt,
It's
to
a bit of a
readapt,
balance, isn't it?
or keeping it the way it is and maintaining the difficulty for those guys who have it more difficult.
The father says you're never too opinionated for this show. Daylight savings would not go in the vault, and the reason for that is because daylight savings would be the loss or gaining of an hour. So it just means you get 2 1 PMs or you lose 1 PM. It still wouldn't affect the overall telling of the time. Basically, I think what Mihai is trying to say here is that if we get rid of 24-hour clocks, when you reach 12 PM midday, it would go back to 1. It will never go to 13. Yes, that is what we're changing to if we get rid of the 24-hour clock.
Hey, that makes your job easier. Like, if you have a strong opinion about it and you're like, this is the correct answer, that's good for you. Like, this is exactly what this whole discussion is about, to get to a conclusion. If you're already there, you're ahead of us, basically.
Yeah.
We're still debating it.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think there's anything wrong with being having that staunch opinion on something to follow the trails. It's always just take a hint of doubt with you, just a touch. Like, that doesn't mean don't believe in whatever you believe or you're strongly opinionated. I think if you're going to engage or debate about something, always be willing to listen to the other side and take it on board.
Of course,
But not saying you don't do that. But yeah, if you think you're too opinionated for this, don't worry, because you never know what might come around. And remember the Marshmallow Man. As soon as I hit him with the Marshmallow Man, he
deflated. Like, yeah,
it can happen.
Yeah, and that also relates to ideas.
Yes.
On the set, usually we love hearing what our actors or the people that we were working with have to say.
That's really good,
because I work by the principle that there's no such thing as a bad idea, just an uncooked one. Each idea can be built upon and improved, even if it ends up as a completely different thing. You know, the whole, if you change the broom handle and the tough, is it the same broom?
Oh, of course, yeah. Classic.
But the main idea is that you can definitely have an opinion or change your opinion whenever. So always share your ideas, always share your opinions.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can certainly share them here. Can we assemble the anti-daylight savings time Avengers? This is another heel I would die on any day of the week. I know, I'll tell you now, Pandemic, he is itching to be on this show. Okay. he loves getting loads of opinions out and just like, get rid of it. I know he's waiting to be on this show. It's going to be a beautiful day when he comes on. I'm opposite, way too easily swayed is the problem. Oh, I love that, we got that. Oh, interesting. So I don't really have a major rebuttal for the 24-hour clock, other than I think that you kind of summed it up there, where I think if we get rid of it, if it stays out the vault, it's going to cause some people problems and other people will be fine. If we get rid of it, it just switches it. So
yeah, so if it's in the vault or out the vault, it's going to require the same amount of difficulty for everyone. However, if I may add this tiny little caveat,
please.
I think it would require a bit more time for the people that have it difficult now than the people that would have it difficult later. So if we do put it in the vault, the other people could get used to it as in opposition to the people that can't get used to it. For example, I won't be able to get used to it. Like, if it's not in the vault, it's not like anything would change for me. But yeah, it all depends on the people that
continue.
be willing to
continue. If it's out of the vault, if people could choose which one they prefer, if it gets into the vault, my work will become a nightmare. Oh dear. So now it's a matter of choice, isn't it? But I don't know. I can see why, like, military time, like people saying, it's 1,800 hours, and you're like, what is that? It sometimes just the way it's presented to us can be an issue.
It's an odd thing.
It is.
You need to calculate it.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys can do it faster.
I agree. I agree totally that is an issue. But I do think that if you take out the communication aspect of it between one person and another, I think if it's just a clock in the corner, I can see the benefits of labelling each hour 1 to 24. And so I'm kind of split, because I sympathise with you and your plight. And I think there are some factors to be made, some points to be made about how confusing it can get. So I'll tell you what, Potato, put it to the vault. I said it again. Why does vote and vault says put it to the vote, Potato?
It's strictly a matter of everyday use, like verbal use, and everyday use in the work environment digitally, like visually working with the numbers. That I completely understand. Some people need it, especially in store environments or office environments, or people that require, that specific hour of day observation. But like, hey Jimmy, what's the time? And you're like, it's 1300. And he's like, no, it's 2020. What is that? That's kind of what I mean with it. Like,
I mean, he was unable to tell the time so much. He thought it was 2 years ago. Just then,
yeah.
Oh dear. Here it is. The poll is up. Ladies and gentlemen, I direct your attention to the top of the chat. Do you believe that 24-hour clocks should go into the vote? And that is clocks that go from 1 to 24. And it does not count time zones or daylight saving, just to be clear, based on the conversation.
Yep. I'm not going to look at the numbers. I'm legit counting on you guys. Right. If you want to have this change, I'll be grateful for you guys.
If he does get this into the vote, he will have, once again, we will have another winner here on the vote, and you will walk away with the prize of knowing that you are justified in what you've put in the vote, but you'll also get to put in a freebie just for you. So there you go.
Hey, I would be happy to not be put in the vote, because in there's Listerine, and I don't want to step back in. Like, I really don't need to be in next to Listerine right now. I literally yeeted it over there. I can't go get it now. So like, please.
Everything rides on this. It is 4-4 at the moment. Oh my word! I wonder if it'll get to 24 votes. Wouldn't that be ironic? Wouldn't that be ironic if it got to 24 votes? Oh dear. We need a tiebreaker here, ladies and gentlemen. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to decide again. Oh, it's staying in.
Don't tell me. I don't want to know.
It's in. We'll wait and see. You've still got a bit of time to get your votes in, ladies and gentlemen. This is the last vote of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. This all decides on whether Mihai wins this round.
Or I live in a vault. Basically, I relive Fallout 4 in a nutshell.
There you go. You have practice.
Yeah, I mean, I'll end up in a post-apocalyptic world anyway, so...
Do you know what? If you do, right, we always said that everyone is going to win on this show until Meatloaf finally comes on, because he always loses everything he comes on. It just is. It's like knowing my luck.
Nah.
We'll see.
Alright. Yeah, well, I mentioned all my arguments, all my things. Those were the items that I chose that are...
I like it. You had some real diversity in these options tonight. I really like these ones. These were great. I was really excited to do this one. I will say right now that the scale is tipped in one direction.
Don't want to know.
Let's see what it is.
Done.
There's 5 seconds left on the clock, on the 24-hour clock. Oh dear. It's like how many hours between 5 a.m. and 2 p.m. rather than how many hours between 5 and 14. Yeah, that's
alright.
Ladies and gentlemen, I can confirm that 24-hour clocks are no more, and that means, Potato, your job is screwed. But it means that Mihai, WolfBrothersCinema, you have won the vault this evening.
Oh my goodness!
So let us make it official. Let us put in the 24-hour clock into the vote. Hey, there we are.
Oh my goodness.
You got it. Well done.
I'm so sorry for you. I'm legit so sorry for you. I hope every day you're gonna work, you're gonna remember me, and I'm sorry for you. But I hope that you will survive this. I wish well for you, my friend.
You join our victors here on the vault. Congratulations, you have dodged being pushed into there and sealed away forevermore.
Oh, yeah.
But it's not over yet because, ladies and gentlemen, as a win, as a bonus for your win here tonight, you've got 3 items in the vault. That means you get to pick something without even putting it to the vault. The vault! Without even putting it to the vote. And you get to throw something in there free of charge. What do you pick tonight?
Well, my friend, I think I messaged you about it, but I would like, with a fiery passion, to put in the vault the color neon pink.
Neon pink, ladies and gentlemen. And
Yes,
why, pray tell?
Many of you might not know this, but pink is my least favorite color ever. I know some people love it, some people like it, some people are, like, pink is a creative color, but that particular shade of neon pink.
Neon pink, not pink.
Not pink in general. Neon pink. The neon pink that is like blinding you.
Yep.
Hello, like this thing. Yeah, I should have a marker that is neon pink. This thing, I don't like this thing. This is a terrible color. I love neon pink. Rip for you, I guess.
Neon pink. Oh! You really upset Big Potato tonight. I tell you.
I'm sorry.
I
messed up your job and I took away your favorite color.
Not only can I not work now to my clock, I can't even be around my favorite color.
Light side red is fine. Like
I know,
bright magenta and bright pink is fine, but neon pink deserves the treatment.
You've still won Potato over tonight. I'm sure you've won a lot of people over tonight. You've argued about passion. Let's just make it official. Let us put neon pink, ladies and gentlemen, into the. I think I cut myself off there, but I said into the vault. I think I was like into the
into the Yeah. Yeah, I know the feeling.
Oh, they only dream someone buys me high. Don't visit my channel. Oh dear, too much pink for me, high perhaps. JJ, hello, into the butt, yeah. A bit too quick, I'm afraid.
I apologize for all the neon pink lovers all over the world. I'm sure you hate me thoroughly now. But there's always green.
Yes, there's always green. Well, it's always the green. The grass is always greener on the other side. And if it's neon pink, then you need to get off those drugs. Mihai, thank you so much for joining me here on the vault, and we can now confirm that tonight wait, I have to review. In a spin-off vault somewhere, there is a neon pink marshmallow being with the
sequel of time.
Yes, there you go. Yes, that's right. A spin-off vault forever set to a 24-hour clock in bright neon pink, full of Listerine. There you go.
Oh my god, my cheeks are hurting. Oh.
Yes, there you go.
Only at our filming sessions do I smile.
Hey. So. But I'm happy to say that we will be eating marshmallows forevermore. I'm going to make a spin-off of the vault about the chairs. Brilliant. Love that. I'm getting in the vault. Oh no.
I saw your message there, Shani.
Sure.
Like,
next Twitch husband.
I have no reply to that.
I don't mean the next Twitch husband. Like the current one doesn't even.
But I have no reply to that. But if you do hop on when we go live, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And everybody who's lurking, everybody who is still undecided, follow this guy right here.
Hey.
I'm gonna plug you on your own channel. Just saying. If you haven't had the chance to follow this guy, he's fun, he's amazing, he does a ton of shows. So yeah, make sure to hit that follow button if you haven't already. I already saw a bunch of people throwing bits, throwing subs. Keep at it because this guy needs to go places.
Thank you so much. Yeah, pretty go home. No, thank you so much. And of course, I thank you for joining me tonight. Mihai, Wolf Brothers Cinema. Please, if you are not following them already, if you've been undecided by this one, I can tell you don't need to put it to the vote. You can go and have a wonderful time. Get your popcorn, sit down for a cinematic experience you will not forget. Believe me, if you like the humour that you see here, if you like the wigs, the characters, if you like all of that kind of special presentation, spectacular that I hope I can bring to you, there is no doubt that this guy over here can and does bring it to you every single time. So I do thank you so much for joining me. I hope you had a good time. Did you have a good time? I hope you had a good time. A
12-hour time.
12-hour time, that's right. Yeah. I love the pink marshmallows and 24-hour clocks, but this was super fun. I love it. Hey, I'm glad. And ladies and gentlemen, the Vault will be returning. Actually, it'll be in a month's time with Defied Entrails, who you've seen in the chat. They will be joining me on the Vault, and as he said, he's very opinionated, so be ready for that one. And the next edition would then be on Soulfest itself, as part of the spectacle of one of the 12-hour streams there. So stay tuned. There's a lot more to come. I will say that we've got something special, which I don't think has been officially announced, coming up. So I just want to say this. Next Sunday, there won't be a Soul show or a podcast episode like usual or one of these. But in 2 weeks, we have something pretty special that I've never done before. We are having... Are you familiar? Oh, Galaxine, I'm afraid you have. But don't worry, there will be the VOD, there will be a YouTube video. I know it was a good one, Galaxine. It was a good one. I think you're gonna like it.
Watch the VOD. The VOD will definitely be worth watching. You'll see me getting so angry. I got my glasses off.
Very true.
Level of
absolutely. But in 2 weeks' time, ladies and gentlemen, if you're familiar with Family Feud, or as it's known in the UK, Family Fortunes, we have 2 teams of 4, and they will be competing in guessing the what is it? It's kind of like a poll, guessing the amount of people that voted a certain way and may earn points. So basically the idea would be that I would say things you would bring to a beach, and the teams would give their answers.
Bananas.
Exactly, and you would have scored no points for that one. But and we are doing a Soul themed edition of that called the Team Tosspot. Yes, that's right. Of course, it couldn't be a family-friendly name, could it? No. And we're going to be joined by the House of Trinity. That's Shani, Panda, and Meatloaf, along with their partner Doc Havoc, who many of you might be familiar with. They'll be going up against the team of Root Bruised, Prince Vicious, Tokadaru, and Taco Kitten. And a lot of you may not be familiar with some of those streamers, so I hope you enjoyed the show. We're going to present to you in 2 weeks, a little bit of a pilot, and I hope you can join us for that. It's going to be amazing. Yeah, Doc Havoc is going to be a part of Shani's team come the Team Tosspot. So if you like Family Fortunes or Family Feud, or if you're not aware of it at all, come by. It's going to be a comedy game show. Going to be a lot of fun. I haven't seen Doc in ages. Yes, his buttery smooth voice, exactly. It's the first time I'm pleased to have him on it. I've not seen him do anything like this before. So, yes, I hope you join me for that. So, thank you so much to everyone in chat for joining in tonight. It really does mean a lot. Your engagement means a lot. Your votes mean a lot. And thank you, Mihai, once again for giving me your time. It's been an absolute pleasure, my friend. And I will see you in the future. So, for everyone out there, we are going to end the stream. And I want to say thank you very much once again, and I will see you all next time. As far as I'm aware, I may be back either tomorrow or Tuesday for streams, but I'll be around as always. And when do you know when your next streaming, by the way?
Sorry, what?
Do you know when your next streaming? Do you have a fixed,
on Monday we will be streaming.
There you go. Check him out tomorrow.
Yeah. And also, can I say my catchphrase?
Absolutely.
Do you give me permission to?
Of course you've got it. Well, take it away, my friend.
And I'll see you guys in the next scene.
Hey! Take care, guys. Farewell.
Bye.